Okay, the suspension of the heat is the main catalyst bringing us here together. And tonight we have made the agenda not to talk only on the suspension of the heat for whatever reason that has been given by the Home Ministry and the Prime Minister's office, but also to discuss the shackles of the PPPA and the restrictions on the media and journalists. Maybe I should just introduce them, give them a brief line of introduction again. We have on my far left is Anbalagan of Malaysian Insider, also former NUJ Secretary General. Next to him is Stephen Gunn, I'm sure many of you know him, co-founder of the first Malaysian news portal, Malaysia Kini. Then you have next to him is Rona Sina, he's a famed cartoonist, writer, freelance publisher who dares to defy. And then next to him is Mas Jaliza Hamza. Many of us are very familiar with her also. She is the outgoing CIJ elected officer, and she's also the new treasurer for Bersih. And then you have G. Vinod, very young, just 3 years of experience, but very spirited, of Free Malaysia Today.
Let me tell you some examples over the last 4 years. Last year, sometime in March, when I was the NUJ General Secretary, we called for an EGM. The reason was actually, we know the 13th general election is going to be a very tough election. So what we did was actually, we wanted to take a stand that the media must be fair in its reporting. That means it must give some coverage to the opposition in the election. So we called for EGM, and it was members unanimously agreed that the NUJ should persuade the print media owners to be fair in their reporting. So what happened was actually we got the approval from members. So I actually, in my capacity as the General Secretary, first went to the, I'll tell you 2 examples. We went to see the management. We handed a memorandum. They said, well, we will be very fair. Then they told the same thing. But come election, you know actually what happened? It is back to square one. Some of the reporters took the stand that if their stories were actually slanted, they wanted to refuse a byline. The editors there began intimidating some of the junior reporters when they said, I don't want a byline for this story. He asked, who told you not to take a byline? And in some cases, without the permission of the reporters, they included a byline. And the reporters couldn't resist. So these are the examples. Another example is actually, you remember during the Bersih rally last year, I think a group of reporters were assaulted by the police. Yeah, assaulted by the police, and actually the one who actually championed, who highlighted the issues, was actually the online media. And in my case, when I issued the statements, most of the statements were only carried by the Chinese press, and I think maybe Star carried a few paragraphs. But we were very fortunate. At the time, we had the Malaysian Insider, Malaysia Kini, and the Free Malaysia Today. And these are the online media that actually championed the cause of journalists. And I was very lucky, especially last 4 years. Most of my press statements were given prominence by this online media. Can you imagine if we didn't have the online media, we wouldn't know actually what was happening in the media industry. Okay. Now, being the NUJ General Secretary, you see, most of the members of the NUJ, unfortunately, they come from the print media. You don't have actually members from the online media, you don't have members from the radio or TV. So, an uphill task actually to fight for media freedom through the NUJ. I mean, I'm not going to fault any office bearers. It is very difficult because even the media owners, they don't support you actually. Actually, the support actually comes from the online media. Okay. In view of this, actually, since I joined actually the Malaysian Insider, I feel the time has come actually the online media journalists to take the initiative to actually start an organization. Maybe we can have a Malaysian online journalist organization, and maybe we can use this organization to struggle for press freedom. We may come from the online media, but I think the example in the case of the heat, although it affected a print media, I think it is the online media that actually championed their cause. So I think that is one area I think the online journalists can play a role. And I think the second is actually maybe this new organization can also educate our members on the press laws, so that they become better journalists. And the third thing is actually this organization can actually look into the welfare of members. And finally, I think maybe we can seriously consider having a self-regulated media council, because we have been talking about it. And I remember last year, I attended 2 or 3 meetings to set up the media council, where the meeting was held in AG's chambers. Basically, the thrust of it, they want actually the government to lead the council. So we were against it actually. So this I hope that an organization could be formed. Maybe let's give within 100 days, so that we don't talk here but we act over the next 100 days. Thank you.
Thank you, Amba.
My time, the pain in the neck was malaysiakini.com.
You just work for the Malaysia Kini.
Daripada Malaysia Kini, please leave the hall.
Don't associate me with Malaysia Kini. I get into trouble.